Make sure we sitting good and we live and we rolling. Monday night action. Yeah, kid. Let's do it. Yes. Yes, 2 times. I know the vibes though. She like, ooh la la. They go, ooh la la. She like, ooh la la. They go, ooh la la. On a Monday, motivation. Yeah, kid. Ooh la la. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop up out the bed like where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovich. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, then the question is, where you been? Over here on this side, we like to deal with sports, hip-hop, entertainment, interviews sometimes, Popovisms 101, and of course, motivation. So before you usher to the left and Diddy to the right, take that, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, smash that notification bell, so when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos, and if it's not your first time and you've been rocking with the channel, good looking. But you know how I do. You know how I plainly start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. And we is in the end game, people. And we in the end game because what you thought you wasn't going to see me because I did a show on Friday Night Live. Fridays is still up in the air now. It's up. If you've been watching the last 3 lives, my schedule has changed, so I'm still trying to figure it out, work it out the best for me and my schedule. Y'all know I'm not monetized, so it ain't like I'm missing no money or making no money or nothing in that regard. But we're gonna keep trying to do the show Friday Night Live if we can. But if not, it'll be moved till Monday, even though we just did the show Friday Night Live. Anyway, it's Monday. Monday motivation, motivational Monday. I am your motivational speaker, whether you like it or not. And here goes some motivation for your ass. The blinders that they put on the horses, for those that don't know, I'm sure it's common knowledge, right? But it's there so that they don't see shit on their peripheral and run off track, go do something else, you know, in the race of horses. And in the race of life, sometimes we need to have blinders on. We need to block all the distractions, 52 block, you know, the little small talks, the little gossips, the little shit that's not really paying you. When they say, mind the business that pays you, right? And you hear Rick Ross say, on the Valley of Death, I believe, right? And he like, I'm getting money, small talk could be a nuisance. You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting money, small talk could be a nuisance. And for a lot of the people that are highly successful, and I'll let you use whatever definition that you want to use for successful, but just when you, general terms or generally speaking, somebody that's successful is, you know, they created value within themselves or around themselves. You know, financially they're successful. They may have a family. They may be, I was going to say men, but obviously it's men and women that's successful. They may share certain key, you know, elements or major keys, which is discipline, you know, obtaining knowledge, having skills, and building upon those skills, building their worth up so that they can maneuver and have some motion, right? That's just like the basis of it. Normally those people ain't just really sitting around, bullshitting around, watching baddies, watching, you know, Bad Girls Club, watching Love and Hip Hop, and, you know, scrolling all day. And so the motivation or the motivation that we want to put forth tonight, just briefly, because I am your motivational speaker, whether you like it or not. I'm talking to you as well as I'm talking to myself. You ain't talking to me, talking to you. Like, you know what I mean? You selling them gems around the purple tape. Like, I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to myself. 52 block the distractions, the family distractions. And although, you know, especially if you're the man, and that's not to say that if you're a woman and your family, people don't go to you for advice, people don't seek your counsel, people don't bang, you know, blow up your phone about certain events or different things they may want your take on because they value, you know, who you are as a person, the principles, the morals, the standards that you may have set for yourself. People may come to you, you know, to get some of that wisdom, right? But ultimately, for men, it's like, you know, the go-getters, the protectors, the maintainers of the women and the children. That's how it should be anyway. I won't get into the whole patriarchy and what's man, what's roles. Obviously, it is roles, you know, even in the wildlife. You know what I'm saying? Even in the wildlife. Salute to everybody rocking with us on Instagram and on YouTube. So it's always going to be that dynamic of roles, positions, and although some roles may be changeable, you know what I mean, at various times, it is better when you know your role and know your lane so you can stay in it. Not to say that you can't get out of your comfort zone, but anyway, as the men in your family, you may get bombarded with, you know, one of your cousins' son is acting out, his father not around, or, you know, what have you. You an uncle, you a cousin, you have some, expertise in certain areas, so you get, you know, you get hit on the bat line, and they're like, yeah, you come talk to your cousin, or what you doing, you know, bro, or cuz, or can you pull up? You know, I need you to do it. You know, you need to mediate and delegate certain situations. I'm not saying don't do that if that's what it calls for in your family, right? And that's man or woman. Again, that's man or woman. Mostly it falls to the men. If I'm misspeaking, then let me know in the chats. You know what I mean? Goody, what's the word? Don't let that sidetrack you, though. That's pretty much what the message is before we get to this next topic. And I'm not even going to be on here long. 52 block the shit that's stopping you. Nas said, it's the simple things that's keeping you from the switch. You a simp, a trick, or in love with your own dick. Distractions, they come in all ways. I just keep it calm, watching it all play out like it's supposed to. Old dudes playing chess in the park. Old dudes playing chess in prison. Stay on their good behavior for extra visit. If they was to trade places, could you tell the difference? It's perspective, isn't it? Team that's militant. A down-ass woman by your side that get it in, the realest. I love this feeling. Basically, he like, yo, it's the simple things that's keeping you from the shift. And you may be wondering like, damn, I'm going to the gym, I'm eating better, you know, I got rid of that toxic relationship, I'm home now, you know, I got the new job now, or things may not just be coming as quickly or as rapidly as you think it should be, right? And then as the months go by, the weeks, the months, you kind of still feel like you a snail's pace in the race. And you're like, damn, well, what's keeping me back? And you have to look at the three things that he said. And that's just some of them. Obviously, for every individual, it could vary. But he like, it's the simple things that's keeping you from the shift. You a simp, a trick, or in love with your own dick. And for a lot of men, we spoke about dick discipline. That you can work your whole life, get out the bed. You know what I mean? That's why I start the show. How about the bed looking for M's like you looking for a friend? Like you looking for a friend. You know what I'm saying? Like you looking for them M's like you lost a friend. So you hopping out of bed with that energy, with that vigor. You know what I'm saying? And you say, damn, well, why I'm not elevating? Maybe you letting women distract you. Maybe you letting family and they bullshit distract you. And it's no, I didn't want to make the motivational topic really long, even though it is Monday, and I'm your motivational speaker, whether you like it or not. But I'm not only talking to you, talking to me. Although you want to play your role, Riri, what's up on the check-in? Though you want to play your role with the family, people may call you and you may be the go-to guy or woman. You still got to pick and choose, like, what do you give your energy to so that you can keep the train rolling. And like I started with the horse being blindfolded, or at least partially, so that they can stay, their goal is to win the race. The jockey is to beat it and try to win and not fall off, direct the horse. The horse is just to run. Don't get sidetracked by family shit, by women shit, by little bullshit if you're trying to elevate. That book you've been trying to write, that script you've been trying to write, that program that you're trying to start. You know, whatever it is, that move that you're trying to make. Maybe your mom just holding you, she elderly, or, you know, whatever it is. Maybe you're going in a custody battle with, you know, with your baby father or your husband, whoever it is. And, you know, life throws a lot of shit at us at one time. So you definitely got to be able to 52 block it. But micromanage and try to stay focused so that you can get to the next level and you don't be like Nas said, it's the simple things keeping you from the shift. And you like, damn, the whole time you thinking it's some big grand old shit, but it's the small things. You just not paying attention to the details. And that's how it ended up being. But let's talk about some other shit though, right? Being how we talking about distractions and, you know, little bullshit side stuff popping up. What's been spinning in the clip, as I like to say, I know I'll play on that, spinning in the clip. Honeycomb 03, what's the word? We recently got Sierra in the news, right? Jim Jones stay in the news. He want to battle Styles P. He think he better than Nas. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he going at Cam and shit. He always find a way to spin in the clip. And Harlem, 7th, Lennox. And what about the East Side? El Barrio, we blowing, right? So, you know, the BET Awards is coming up, or they came up and they went, and I haven't watched the BET Awards in years. Kind of like stopped watching certain little things now. But anyway, she popped up at a little interview he was doing. You know what I mean? That's why I say on the channel, when people don't be acting flaky, we do interviews on this channel too, when the people don't be acting flaky, right? I'm being funny, but I'm not. He's sitting down at the whole table, and she comes in, you know what I mean, 1-2 step her ass on in. Like, let me come on in. And he invited her though initially, like, oh yeah, pull up. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like a who's the chick from Harlem that got banned for a little while by Hov and them, or just Hov rather? Lil Mama. I was about to say Lil Mo. And she came on the stage, I'm from New York, and she was caught up in the nostalgia, right? And she just wanted to be down, and you want to be down with the Kings. You want to be down, or some Kanye shit, coming to take the mic from Taylor Swift. Y'all remember that, right? Everybody had their views and shit. Oh, but you're black. So she pulls up, sits down initially. I thought just to say hi. Y'all seen the clip because it's spinning. Anyway, long story short, y'all know what happened. She's like, yo, the energy is speaking through me, the spirits. They speaking through me. And what I want to say to you, because they speaking to me, is you need to marry that woman. You need to woo, 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 and I said, oh, shit. Whether they cool or not, right? Because it's a lot of dynamics here. And I won't beat a dead horse. I, like a lot of people, I think the people on the right side think it was out of line and out of pocket. Out of pocket. Some on the other side who I think are wrong, but they're entitled to their opinion. And I'll tell you why I think it was wrong, why I think it was out of pocket, why I think she was bugging. Crazy, shit crazy. One, if you know me, in the real life, as I like to say, like you a trophy on social media, but in the real life, are you a trophy? You that guy on social media, but in the real life, do you get that same energy? Or as people say, it hit different. It hit different in the real life when you see certain people, and then people who you think, side note, this is my show. Then the people that you think ain't really like that, just because it doesn't happen on social media, when y'all both standing there and the aura be oozing over, and people be like, oh, ooh, and then it's like, oh, he wasn't, she wasn't, they're not really that person. This is really the person in the real life, right? Because if it don't happen on social media, we all know that shit didn't happen, which is crazy to me. But anyway, if you know me, why not pull me to the side? Why crash my interview? Then why not keep it on some music friendly? We know, why start talking about my business, my personal relationship? And then was Chrissy even there? I don't think she was, because knowing who she is, or knowing how she has represented herself, I should say that, right? And when I first seen the news, that's when she was fucking up, was with Kim Bella? Fab joint or whatever, whoever she was there, like, oh, you was fucking, what's her name? Why you say that shit on Love and Hip Hop? Boop, 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 boop. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's who you are, or that's some of who you are, right? She probably would have been like, why are you asking my man, or why are you asking about our business? Ain't you married? You a married woman, you a kept woman. I get it, it's entertainment, it's all funs and games. And then, although Jim Jones kind of like really laughed it off, really was looking uncomfortable in the face, or just kind of like, but you know what he didn't do? He didn't give her the same energy that he gave Kendra G. A lot of y'all probably don't even really remember. But he was on a radio show with, I think, the Chicago station or whatever. Corey Holcomb, her. That's when they all was on the radio at the time. And she was asking them about their situation, when he going to marry her. And you know what Jim Jones said, for those that don't remember? He like, yo, is you married? Hello, who are you? Like niggas do when they locked up. Who are you? CL, like, who's you? And why are you speaking on the gate? Then he went further and said, is your mom's married? I'm sorry, because I'm getting confused with why you asking me, a grown man, although I get it. Because some going to push back and say, oh, their relationship is on social media. Their relationship is on Love and Hip Hop in full display for us to talk about, for us to judge. And I say, yeah, you're definitely right. You don't see Hov and B on it. I mean, they keep their shit quiet. You know what I mean? He had to say, every time your name was brought up, I would act all nonchalant in front of an audience. Like you was just another shorty. I put the naughty on. But truth be told, you threw me for his hole. I'm too old to be fronting what I'm feeling, Denzel, and acting like you ain't appealing when you are. Fronting like you ain't my only girl when you are. I'm ready to stop when you are. Like, niggas ain't even know I had to keep that tucked in so people don't be in their business. And they kept it like that, obviously, for a long time, but it is Hov and it is B, so people still do their digging. My point is, although they on social media, and she proposed to him, on Love and Hip Hop, didn't pan out, then years later, he like, yo, I proposed to her, and after a while, she just was like, she didn't want to get married no more. Made her wait too long. The love is still there, but we're not gonna do it the conventional way. We're gonna do it our way, and that's all that really matters. So that's the two main things I want to get at. One, people should mind their business. I get it, if it's online, then it's free game. And even still, for the people that got certain morals, integrity, and values on how they move, depending on what the situation is, even if you have a commentary, in my opinion, you should watch what you say. You should watch how you say it. Unless you're just looking for views and you really ain't outside and you don't think you're going to run into nobody. And I always said it on my show, if you've been rocking with Pop This TV since we've been on YouTube, I'm outside every day. Like, I'm always, and I'm not saying like how to keep, I'm outside doing shit. I'm just outside. So it's any given time I might be in Brooklyn, Long Island, Staten Island, the Bronx, Harlem, downtown Manhattan, on the train, on the bus, coming through on my bike. I'm going to see you. You probably going to see me. So for me to just get up here and talk crazy, like, you know what I mean, niggas don't, press niggas, or, I'm the toughest and I can't get my ass whooped, or people can't scheme, I would be foolish to do that. So it's still with respect, although I'm going to say how I feel, in my opinion. And sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. If I am all the way left wrong, then I will come back like, you know what, after further, inspection or deep thought or XYZ, I feel this way now. So there's nothing wrong with saying you're wrong. But anyway, I said all that to say, people need to mind their business. You a whole wife, you got a husband, you got your situation, you crashed this interview, no regards, and then you started talking about a situation, allegedly last year, they were saying he married to some other lady. So how, and I know that shit was probably not true, but why are you speaking about that now instead of just calling him on the bat line or moving him to the line? The second thing is, we just have to be mindful of how we do things and how it's perceived. Not that she really could give a fuck, I'm sure she don't. I'm gonna say she was a little intoxicated, maybe, coming over like that and saying certain things. For the people that think she was right now, and then I get off this, because I don't want to talk about it too long. Maybe a few more topics and we out of here for Monday, right? For the people like, yeah, cause somebody need to press him. How do you even feel entitled to say that? When he been with his lady, I was about to say wife, over 20 years. She already came out and said she don't want to be married to him no more. Or she wasn't accepting the invitation from him no more. They still together, to my knowledge. I know they had their ups and downs, but who are you to dictate how they move? And we all should move on what works for us. Just because it works for you don't mean it's going to work for me and my lady. Just because it works for my lady and me, don't mean it's going to work for you. And people be trying to, yo, that's couples goals. Yo, that's this. You try to do what you see somebody else do, and a lot of it's lies. A lot of it's people are content creators now. Them and their ladies, them and their husbands. People that's really legally married, like I was legally married. Or even if it's your longtime girl, the cooking with Kai cheated. This person, they together, they putting up all type of content so they can try to get some money. And I'm not even knocking that. It's like, oh, I think it was a movie, I can't think of the name. But it was like, yo, let's act like we dating, let's do X, Y, Z to make it look good. I'm coming out with my book, you about to do X, Y, Z. This shit really will go good together. And if you think stuff like that is not happening in the back office, then I don't know what to tell you. But stuff like that happens. People was monetizing their content. And so everything is just for views. Even the perfect situations that you see where the husband and the wife is cooking food together and they saying triggering messages to get you to comment and say shit on their joint. DJ Cashville, what's the word? So I just be mindful of that. Let's get to this shit though. We off Sierra. We off Jim Jones. Do what works for you people. Stop trying to follow people that's in the fucking public eye and social media, celebrities, because when they let you down, some of y'all be all broken up. Y'all really, really take that shit to heart. Like, you can't even sleep at night. You know what I'm saying? Like, Twinkle Toes, you breaking my heart. Can't fuck with me. Go play somewhere. I'm busy. Some of y'all really take that shit knife to the heart. And I'm like, damn, why is they taking it so extreme to people that they don't even know? But let's talk about Cameron, right? And he also be spinning in the clip. If it's not Jim Jones, if it's not arguing with Carissa Shields, if it's not, you know what I mean, having 50 Cent on the show and whatever it is, just regular takes that come from the, you know, It Is What It Is podcast, which I'm a fan of their show, right? I like their content. I like Mason Betta, him and Cam together, you know, doing their 1-2s. But anyway, he interviewed one of the male prostitutes, right, for the Diddy and the Cassie shit. And I seen some snippets, but I seen the part where people are mad at, so that's why I'm going to talk about it. I didn't watch the whole interview that he did, but I did see the part that got a lot of people, but mostly women. It is some men. It is definitely some men, but it's mostly women. You know what I mean? And it's the point where he was asking them the Punisher. I don't even know, forget what his real name is, right? He from Harlem too, like Cam. Cam like, yo, you from 139th, and I'm from 40th, so woo, 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 and ah. Anyway, it's a point in the interview where I seen the clip, and basically he like, yo, you know, is the box good? You know what I mean? And he used the P word. You know, is that shit good or not? The homie was kind of about to give a, not political correct answer, but before he even really could get into it, Cam like, nah, man, don't give us that type of shit. We both from Harlem, nigga, is it good? And woo, 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 niggas want to know. And a lot of people was mad. First, the answer, if you didn't see the interview, he was like, well, first of all, I couldn't even really get into it like that to say if it's good or if it's trash because of the situation. I got a man walking back and forth, pacing and standing over us, directing us on some porn shit, and it just is like ill, like a weird scene, even though, you know, we know people do weird things for cash. It's not just women. 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4, like 1 for you, 1 for me. 2 for you, 1, like, 1, don't try to play me like I got a flower pot hat. Mr. Rooney, what's the word? We live on Instagram and we live on YouTube. Appreciate you. He like, yo, it's a little weird with a whole dude walking in, and I couldn't even really get up and I couldn't get into it like that, right? But people are mad that Cam asked him that. And they're like, yo, you know, it was, she's, because some people think she's the victim. Some people think it's you know, it's not a fun and game matter. Why does that matter? And I'll say, he came out with a quote, and I do have the quote right here, just so I could quote him and be accurate. I do believe I took the picture. I do. And this is what you said right here. Cam said, so I just found out, because I don't give a fuck, and I don't give, like some Dr. Dre shit on the Chronic, and I don't give a fuck. When Shorty was singing, she don't give a fuck. He like, yo, I don't give a fuck about nobody. That's some people, was mad about my interview with the Punisher. Oh well, but Nancy Gray, CNN, etc. can do it. LOL, yeah, okay. You see the numbers, and I was shadow banned for the first 2 days. Can't wait till I get shadow banned. Like niggas can really tune into the channel, and then they got a reason to hate, and they'll soon catch up. I'm asking the questions people really want to hear, and that's why I want to speak about it. But act like they don't. It's a new sheriff in town, just putting y'all on notice. Flee the journalist, sidebar, Nancy Gray is holding up a Tootsie Roll. So with that being said, do people really want to know if Cassidy got some fire box, right? Maybe some people. I mean, you never go ahead. And you ain't going never, ever on some in vogue shit. You never gonna get it. Whoa. You never gonna get it. Right? But that still doesn't make you not intrigued to say, oh, like, what if you would have been like, shit was trash? You know what I mean? Like, people were like, oh, I didn't know that. Did he stay with her for that long? Shit was Trashington. Sprinkle some dirt on it. But I think that is a question that most people in the barbershop, or just like maybe you could say the demographic may be a little hood, maybe a little ratchet, and oh, but you're black. D-Love, what's the word? I think Cam asking the questions that CNN can't ask. You ain't going to see it on TMZ. You're not really going to see nobody ask that on TV or none of these other podcasts, because it probably would be deemed inappropriate. But because it is Cam and the, you know, the space that he operates in, him and Mace, when they talk about certain topics, even me, that's a question that I can ask from my platform. It ain't like we trying to be with the suit and ties on or be political. I know I say all the time, like, we full transparency over here, we live, we rolling, and we all unscripted. So you might come on the show and it might be I might be lit. You might be, oh, Lee on one today, or it might be a regular show like today, and I'm sober as a mother. Like, you're gonna see, you know what I mean? It's like, so I can ask those questions. Was it disrespect though? Should it be looked at with the side eye? You're looking at now. Obviously, he's not a journalist. He's saying, you know, flee the journalist, and I won't disrespect the people who go to school and, you know, who study courses and took classes and worked their ass off to actually do journalism work. That's not to say somebody who didn't take those classes, those courses, and don't have those credentials can't do just as good as a job, because that's not true. We see plenty of people with no college degrees, only GEDs like me, right? I only got a GED, and I got it up north in Elmira. You see people come home from prison, no college education, no degrees, no, certificates to show, but still put it in and be more successful than somebody that has. There's various situations like that. So you can't look at somebody like, oh, just because you don't got the journalist tag, that don't mean you can't do phenomenal journalist work. But I don't look at him as a journalist. I don't look at myself as that. Obviously, when you come on and you're going to do a live show, or even, an unlive recording, and you're going to talk about a topic, should you have the names right, the years, the dates, situations, what town it was in, did they get arrested, was somebody killed? Like, you should have that at least. And that could be on Google. You could just pull it up like, oh, woo. And then if it's a mistake in that, and then it comes out later that that was false information or was misinformation, then you can swing back like, oh yeah, Google said this. When I pulled up the news clip, it was reading like this, but that's not true. This is what it is now. That's different. I don't think he was out of bounds. I don't think he was, cloud chasing. Even some people were saying, I'm saying, hey, Cam ain't got a cloud chase. I nigga been in the spotlight and been famous and, been carrying the set or New York or style and fashion or whatever for a long time. And if not the top guy, where I definitely agree he ain't never been the top guy, he has been one of them guys. So what's the clout chase? Story still spinning. Y'all notice I ain't been really talking about the Diddy shit. I care, but I care like, let's get to the RICO shit. Let's get to the trafficking. Let's get to if you're going to be guilty or you're going to be found innocent, and you're going to be coming up out of there with that feeling. Anybody that's been released, whether you did it or you didn't do it, when the day comes for you to come home, that's that feeling that I often speak about. That's that feeling. You come home, it's an euphoria, it's such a beautiful feeling. Even if you're taking a bus home, even if you got to walk home, you free now. Eyes against my freedoms now. But in a sense, why I say I haven't been for every day, it's going to be new shit. I could milk it like in other channels, and we working now, so my schedule was a little different. But I don't want to talk about Diddy every day. I don't want to talk about Baby O, how many men escorts came in and left. And let's get to the meat and potatoes. Is he a trafficker? Is he being charged with, well, he's being charged. Is he going to be found guilty of the RICO? Is it more defendants? Because the last time I talked about it, I think I pointed out and nobody got back to me yet, because you can't. Especially if you on the side of he did it, let's send him to jail. He's a monster. Cool. I'm not even going to argue with it. But when I'm asking you, and what I did ask maybe like 5 shows ago, I'm like, show me another case besides R. Kelly and him where it was a RICO case. RICO, that's organization. That's more than one defendant, where it was only one defendant being charged. And nobody else was secret indictment. Nobody else came up at the end. And I've been locked up with people that came under the RICO. Just like when they swoop, in a side note, but it's relevant because I've been locked up twice where people had RICOs, right? One group was from Staten Island, and the other group was right from in Harlem, where I'm from. Over on what's the projects over there on was it Wagner or like 115th area over there, right? And I told y'all the story. Was locked up with the young boy. 19, kept asking me mad questions because I've been in and out of the system. And I never had RICO. I never was involved in this. A lot of the questions he was asking, I didn't have the answers, even though I worked in law library. So I was just like, yeah, I don't know. Try to look at his paperwork, and he had mad co-defendants, people he never met, people he never spoke to, just he was in a Facebook chat. And, so we all friends in that regards. And they swooped them all up. All y'all niggas is gang members, so we taking all y'all. Where's the other people that's being charged in this giddy? Now people are like, oh, they're gonna wait to the end. All right, well, we'll just wait. So that's why I ain't really been covering it every day, coming to rush, talk about no Diddy. He either gonna be found guilty or he gonna be, found innocent on the top charges, and they probably get him for some little bullshit. But my take back with Cam is I don't think he was being inappropriate, and I don't think he was clout chasing. I think for his platform, that was definitely an appropriate question. And I think even though people will never get a chance to have their way or be with her, she's a married woman sexually, some men probably do want to know if it was good, or at least just some of the details. We know, and all the other details we hearing about, come on nipples and like real nasty shit, right? So it's like, if y'all want to hear that, you're saying you don't want to know if she got a good box or not? I don't know, I'm just asking. But anyway, let's get to this shit, right? Let's get to the Pacers. Let's get to the Pacers and OKC, and then another topic, and we out of here. MonDaY, real quick. How long we been on here? 32 minutes. I ain't really want to be mad long. So game 2 was yesterday, right? Sunday night. It's 1-1 now. First game was a game for the ages. Pacers came back in spectacular fashion. Halliburton, game winner again, did it a few times in the playoffs since the playoffs started. But a lot of the talk that's been surrounding him is he that guy? Is he top tier superstar? And we seen it on Sports Center, so we talked about it a little bit. I gave my spiel, like, I don't think he's that guy that can carry a team. The superstars to me is a person that can deliver night in, night out. You could give them the ball, they could get their own shot. They draw so much attention. They know how to deal with the double teams. They'll always make the right play, but ultimately they taking them shots and they want the ball in their hand. And he has shown that. Obviously, he hit shots against Milwaukee, shots against the Knicks, and 2.0 killed my Knicks, killed my New Yorkers, right? But is he a superstar? No, and the reason why is because of games last night. Get it? OKC. They are the best defensive team in the league, and they've probably been the best defensive team all season. You know what I mean? Jumping back and forth with some other teams. So they D'd them up good. You got Lou Dort rather. You got Wiggins. You got Caruso. So many bodies to throw at him, and then he's kind of like a small man. K.O. Smitty, he used to always laugh at me, and that's where small boy come from. And K.O. is 6'4", 230 pounds, so that's a big dude, right? And so if you Halliburton, even though you may be tall, you a little slender. And if you were slender, KO would be like, you got them rainbow elbows, like we was fighting, I'll bash your elbows and break your forearm, and you won't even be able to fight because how hard I'm going to be hitting your little scrawny arms. This is how I used to talk when we used to play around. But he is a small man. That's why I pointed that out. So when you got them big bodies and they picking you up 90 feet, 80 feet, 60 feet, you get tired. And it looked like all the way into the fourth quarter, we had 5 points and didn't really take no shots. Then in the fourth quarter, when you down 20, now you want to score a little quick 12 points, try to stat pat or whatever, and you still lose the game. And like I told y'all, after the first game, we had Indiana, had OKC. I see it playing out for anybody that's sports fans. I see it playing out like when Allen Iverson went to the finals against the Lakers. It's lo and behold, one shining moment, game one. I'm not sure if game one is when he stepped over Ty Lue or that was during the series, but they lost every game after that. They lost every single game after that. I don't recall if the games was close or not, maybe so, but Shaq and them gentlemen sweep. You win the first game and then we gonna sweep you. Kind of think that's what's gonna happen here. Shea gonna win MVP. He gonna be crowned the new guy, and parity will continue in the NBA because the last 4 or 5, I think 5 seasons, it's been a new champion. And I thought Boston might repeat. My board is still here. I had Boston going back. Jason Tatum got hurt, and my New York Knicks knocked them off. I didn't think that they will. Do y'all see the series going more than 5 games now? Think Pacers got a chance? I think Wednesday night, OKC gonna clobber them. Everybody gonna take the Pacers, take them points at home. You know what I mean? Essay of them niggas gonna come in and spank them. Then it's gonna be 2-1, and then can they win game 4 at home to tie the series up? And I don't think so. Real quick before we get to the last topic on NBA, where is Giannis gonna go? I know I want him to come to my team. I know we don't got the assets, but just overall in the NBA grand scheme of things, where would you like to see him go? And I'm only asking that because when Kevin Durant was still Kevin Durant, not like now. He is older now. Had the Achilles, came back from that. Been on Brooklyn, Golden State. Now you're on Phoenix. Might get moved again. Knicks might be trying to get him. Bam, what's the word? NBA wise, where you think is the best fit? And where do you want to see him go? And again, I bring it up because when Kevin Durant went to Golden State, a lot of the NBA fans, myself included, was like, it's over. We already know we're going to win. And then they did. They won 2 back-to-back. It wasn't close. Had the best records. Knocked out the Cavs 4-1, or they swept them. Then the next year, 4-1. So I don't want him to go to like a super team or a team that's really loaded with young talent and now they over the hump and then they'll be there for the next years. I want to see him go somewhere where it's still going to be competitive. Obviously, Dame probably going to be stuck there now, coming back from the Achilles, his injury. I ain't gonna lie, I definitely would like to see him go on the Knicks, but we don't really got a lot of pieces. Gave up a lot of first-round draft picks to get Mikal Bridges. It's looking like a bad thing now with the Knicks. They talking Dallas. I'm like, Dallas, Kyrie, Anthony Davis, Derek Lively. I don't want to see him go to Dallas. But we'll see. Let's get to this last thing. And this shit crazy, right? Because America, this is America. Don't catch you slipping. Y'all see what's going on in LA, right? People is rioting. Trump bringing in the National Guards. Niggas loading up. And a lot of people are mad. I'll say I agree with this, right? Far as being mad, being outraged, ready to really like, damn, if y'all giving it up like this, then we might as well just say fuck it and let it all hang out, like the song, let it all hang out. This is what I mean. If you here illegally, right, you broke the law, you got here, then you got to deal with the consequences. What I don't agree with is that when they do come get you, when they find you, whether you go into the nightclub, like they caught people at the nightclub, caught people, I think, at Home Depot or coming out like the store or some shit, caught people at another venue, like they just unexpected places. You in the movies, you watching whatever, then you come out, bang, they got you, or you in school, or you at work. We've been seeing various people getting ran down. Some I think is for propaganda purposes, for the media, to sensationalize it, scare people and fearmonger. I do believe that. But this is what I disagree with. If you do get me, right? Cool. You get me, you expedite me, you ship me off to whatever country I came from. You gotta let my family know. You gotta let somebody know. can't just kidnap me, even though you deported me, you detaining me. I'm using kidnap because I think it's like it could be interchangeable. Let me know if I'm getting the definition wrong. Like you coming to get me, I get it. I'm here illegally, so you get me. I don't get no phone call. Days go by, my wife don't know where I'm at, or you take my wife, I don't know where my wife is at. It's America could be dangerous. Is she dead? Is she in the basement somewhere being tortured? Kids don't know where their parents. You come home from school, your parents is not there. You don't know what happened to them because nobody's calling. And that may not be in all of the cases, but if you new to my content or you don't really rock with the channel when it's your first time, then good looking. But I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican, so anytime you hear me speak politics or even delve into these type of areas, I'm never on one side or on the other side telling you if you're not with me then you wrong, and never gonna say you better vote for or you a bootlicker or you whatever the people be saying. That's not me, that's not this channel, because I could give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I think the government is the government. They have agendas. Some be aligned with each other, some don't. I think sometimes they play good cop, bad cop to still get the desired effect that they want. I'll say it like that. So again, I'm not trying to sensationalize, or I'm not a Democrat. Like, yeah, these people got rights and shit like that. Just imagine if you know what I'm saying, just like that's why when you get locked up, right, and you break the law, and I have a few times, you hate the law, nigga, break it. I don't care, but when you get caught, remember that I don't care. It's Noriega, and we quote him a lot on this channel. You break the law, right? Whether it's robbery, murder, snatch and grab, you get caught. I am Caesar, what's the word? When you get locked up, they have a certain amount of hours to give you that phone call. Now, do they do it? Keep you in the precinct? Let me get my phone call. Whether you acting like an asshole, you not, whether you a good guy, whether they in a good mood, they got mad paperwork to do. You might get it, you might not. Then you go to the bookings and you see the judge. You might go to the island, you might go to the Tombs. But you're supposed to get a phone call, if I'm not mistaken, within 72 hours. And the reason is because we don't know you locked up. Your family don't know you just broke into the liquor store, took a bottle of Hennessy, and you on the street bugging out, and they came and locked you up. Your family don't know that unless they see it on the news. Oh shit, that's fucking Ray. Nigga outside with the Hennessy bottle doing the butt naked dance and he wilding. Somebody call his mom's on go, see what is this bail, or at least we know where he at now. They have to let you contact your family. So you can say, yo, I'm locked up, I'm being caught. Can you come get my property? They sending me to the island. I violated parole. I might go here. So they can know where you're at least for the people that give a fuck about you. Now, some of us, we don't have family members that give a fuck about us because, we scums of the earth and pieces of shit. Some of us, right? Not all y'all, because most of y'all are good motherfuckers. But some of us is ladies, gentlemen, and then there's the lowlights, right? And a lot of us fit in that category. So nobody checking for you. The immigrants, they broke the law. You hate the law, nigga, break it. I don't care, but when you get caught, remember that I don't care. Especially when they talking about sending you off to that prison or whatever it is. You ain't getting no phone calls. You don't know when you're going to get no letter to write. So how would your family know where you at? That's my only thing. If you in the chat, you watching on Instagram or you on YouTube, and I appreciate you for rocking with me, let me know. Do you agree with them just snatching niggas up, snatching people up, and then months later, weeks later, you finally get to reach out to your family? Or should it be just like when the criminals get locked up? You have a certain amount of time to be able to make that phone call, one phone call, anybody you call, so you better know the numbers. And a lot of people probably don't even know the numbers now because everything is in your phone. So you might know your mom's, or you might know your wife, or you might know one of your kids' numbers by heart, or your grandmother, but you don't know a lot of people's numbers by heart because we don't operate like that no more. It was one point in time where you either had the phone book, you had your shit written down on a piece of paper, and then if something happened, you pulled out and you was able to reference. But now with the phone, your phone got everything. We're not even utilizing that part of the memory. It's like, nah, that shit is auto down. Call emergency. Siri, call emergency contact. Then that shit just call your sister or whoever. But I think they should let them know. But now to the riots, right? For the people that is turning up, this is America. Don't catch you slipping. Police be tripping. You waving your country flag, but you in this country. You want to stay in this country, but you burning the American flag. Like, you came into this country, there's so many different dynamics that's wrong. It's like, how you expect to get justice? Now, I get it. If you're here legally, you still gonna have some, you know, what's the due processes, or you should, but they're gonna get you up out of here, especially if you came over and you violated the law, and you're a criminal, and you're not just a working, you know, citizen with no papers, because a lot of people are working. I do believe that. But some of the footage that's coming out of there, police cars on fire, you know what I mean? There was another video I seen, they was throwing mad rocks, and even an electric scooter over the highway at the police cars, and they just were stationed. They had to get out and walk, and it is what it is. But I just find it funny that the people that's really going ham, they want to stay here, but you burning our flag, the American flag, and then you holding up your flag to a place you don't want to go back to. So that kind of like, that shit don't even make sense. And again, I'm not the most, you know, politically inclined. I don't got no, you know, no bachelor's in political science and nothing like that. I never was on a debate team in college because I never went to college. You know what I'm saying? Got my GED up north in prison in Elmira. Just find it funny. Pick and choose your battles. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you got kids, because you out there, if you illegal and you end up getting bagged and booked, definitely not coming back now. I think they just let the dude back that was supposed to have been a gang member, wasn't a gang member, might still be, but then they put the other charges on him. And then the thing is too, we know the government ain't all, you know, fucking Boy Scouts and girls. They a vicious, corrupt, hypocritical system that has castrated the black man. That's what Malcolm X said. So you don't got to take my words, but I'll take his. Definitely will take his words on that. It's a vicious, corrupt, hypocritical system. It's not only castrated the black man, but just do a lot of foul shit. Not everybody, but there's been a lot of cases where we've seen people in office, people in high power taking advantage and doing the most. So we know there's that. So why antagonize the bear you can't beat? A lot of people say, you know, they'll take the bear. Are you really want to take Trump and the bullshit that they're dishing out? And then, you know, lastly, before we get off this and we get out of here, a lot of black folks, but you're black. They're like, yo, this ain't our fight, guys. You know what I mean? People be quick to troll and say shit on the internet, and obviously it's a lot of, you know, fun and trolling, and you just being funny. That's why I say it all the time. I'm being funny, but I'm not. But I don't be being funny unless I say I am. People like, yeah, shit is, you know, they voted for him. All the Spanish and the people who voted, this is what they get. They can run from it, they can dread it, but destiny arrives all the same, and y'all niggas gonna be up out of here. Some of y'all. So this ain't our fight. I'll say, I agree somewhat, but make no mistake, for those that's at the bottom, started from the bottom, now you here. The low level, the poor, the indigenous, the red line people, the people that's at the bottom, and you can say, y'all ain't no victim, ooh, then salute to you, because I'm not a victim either, but I'm just recognizing what it is. It might be them today, could be somebody else tomorrow. Could be the people overseas today, might be niggas in the backyard tomorrow. You never know. So words have power, and they have a way of manifesting themselves, especially when you speak it out loud or you give it, you know what I mean, energy and life. Sometimes it takes on a life of its own. And I spoke about this before, and I'll end this show with this shit here. Just because you're behind that motherfucking phone and that computer and that screen and the internet is not real when you think nobody can see you, especially if you're hiding behind a fake profile with a fake face and you ghost face killer, you know what I mean? And you killed 100 niggas and you saying the most. The internet is still within the real world. And those things that you say, you wish people was dead, you wish people get stabbed up, you wish people get laid up, you wish that shit happened to them and the worst happened to them, fuck them people over there, let them starve, let them get killed, let them kill themselves. All that shit that you put out into the universe on the internet, even though in your mind you're thinking it's just the internet and it's just a post and it's a fake face, that shit will still come knock at your door. That shit will still come knock at your door. And if not your door, maybe somebody you love that's close to you. You wishing harm, and what Nas said on Mastermind, or definitely was on the Godson album, and he like wishing death on other niggas' moms ain't right, but why mommy? I think it's the mommy song. I know it's definitely a song he was talking about Hov in one of the songs, and that's why he was like wishing death on other niggas' moms. He's talking about Hov, like your mom's still alive. and my mom's is dead right now, and I'm going through this, and you taking sucker shots and wishing death on other niggas' moms ain't right. You know what I'm saying? And it's not. Be mindful of what you say behind these screens and these little posters and all that shit, because that shit might just come knock on your door. You might be thinking, you getting away with it, and you just being funny and you trolling, and then life comes at you, hit you fucking hard, and you're like, oh shit, I just said this shit in the post, so this shit happened to my family. You know what I'm saying? So just be mindful. But y'all know what it is. This your guy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here. One more again. Yeah, kid. Be safe, be great.